is the Zahdkast podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast with Azaria Boston. Today we will be discussing the most prominent protests of the century, which I and millions of others would argue are the Black Lives Matter protests. This is mainly because of the huge impact that it's had on society today. The main goal of this movement is to unoppress the oppressed and give equality to all. And the main point here is the lives of African Americans. According to the New York Times, the recent Black Lives Matter protests peaked June 6th, when 500,000 people turned out in nearly 500 places in the United States. And the event that triggered this all was the death of George Floyd. He died due to police brutality, and it was a very tragic day for many people in the community. People posted about it, retweeted, and it spread the word throughout the nation. This caused riots, many marches, and it ignited a fire within people to take initiative. There was also a protest in Florida that youth conducted to represent their Black lives, and they additionally protested for tighter gun control laws. The country didn't bother to listen to the message of this protest, and people even labeled them as troublemakers, even terrorists. The only thing that they would recognize from this protest is that their request was the tighter gun control laws. On a more recent note, we had the death of Derek Scott, who passed due to not being able to breathe. He was being arrested for a gun charge, and the police reacted quite negatively to his cooperation. They tased him twice, and then he was down on the floor, unconscious, and then they all piled on top of him. He regained consciousness and stated that he could not breathe. And in response to that, police officers said, "I don't care." This sparked outrage, once again, in the community and is going all over social media as we speak. In court, they used the excuse, "You have to understand they are fighting with someone," to justify the whole interaction, which I think is completely unacceptable, and it's no justification for the death of Derek Scott, which was an Oklahoma man. We then go to the Colin Kaepernick knee that he took during the national anthem. He took the knee to represent his protest against police brutality, and this caught the eye of many people who were at the football games that he attended or played for, and it was shown all over social media once again. Many other football players and other sports team members tagged along in this form of protest, Thank you.
This is the Zahdkast podcast.